FCO, NTDO 212, com check.
DPS, go. Inco, go. PUS, go. Surgeon, go. Booster, go. Copy that. We have a go from you guys.
This is Talking Sound.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome once again to the Talking Sound Podcast, the only podcast on the internet where negative 10 is a number to be desired. I am Chris Jordan, your host, and we are back! We are back from the road, right back here at Austin Music Rooms, and tonight, as our guest in studio, we have the boys from Mountain Rag, one of my favorite bands here in house. They are actually my neighbors. Right up over on the corner, and you may have heard the drummer, Nick Detmer, over there jamming numerous times. We were just talking about that prior to air, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I'm like, no. That's what's great, is that I want people to know that this is like deep in the heart of it, man. This is not like an anesthetized studio. It's not like out in my garage, where it's like just me and whoever it is. Like there are about 40 other people here on a good Tuesday or Thursday night jamming and playing and stuff like that. And whenever I hear you guys playing, it's fantastic. So let's get a little introduction. Our guest today is Mountain Rag. And they are a down and dirty, straight rock and roll Texas sound group. We have Michael on guitar, as well as, like we said, Nick on drums, and Ryan on vocals. So tell us a little bit about yourself here, guys.
Well, yeah. So I guess we'll start from the basics. Yeah, so we're kind of a new upcoming band in Austin. Nick and I started jamming a few months ago. Kind of had some bluesy ideas, maybe a la White Stripes, Black Keys kind of in place. And then Ryan came along about 3 months ago and added that vocal power on top. So we're kind of, we're hitting that roots blues, but with that sludgy, kind of fuzzy undertone type of thing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's what I've noticed. Like just the other day, me and my buddy Kevin, who was here a while ago, that you saw just before we started recording, he's heard y'all quite a few times as y'all have been rehearsing, things like that, and he's just come over to the studio to be here, help me tech things out, things like that. And he's like, wow, they really have like that Delta blues grind, but at the same time a very progressive sound with what's going on. So tell us some of the influences that y'all have there, right?
Yeah, go.
Personally, I think we get a lot from Sabbath. I think that's one of our heavier. And then I'm a huge fan of the blues. I think the progressive side you're hearing is Mike's guitar playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really unique. Something I've never heard personally. So yeah, Zeppelin, anything from Zeppelin to Dark Sabbath.
Well, and the track that brought us in, Moonlighting Man specifically, I absolutely love that song. And I'm not sure if it was that one or 40 Grains. I think it may have been 40 Grains that y'all were playing and kind of test betting, stuff like that, the day that I literally poked my head and it was like, whatever the hell you guys are doing, like, keep wrecking it, man.
Yeah,
because it is just, it's great. It's great. I'm from Texas, Cajun by blood, but from Texas and very rooted in Texas blues, Texas rock and roll, things like that. And there is just like a dirty honesty to what y'all are doing. It really reminds me of some old school, like, Guero, ZZ Top type stuff. Master and Spark, things like that are just down and dirty and slow. Y'all are not, I guess, aggressive would be the way that I would put it.
Yeah, and I would totally agree. I mean, we kind of owed to ZZ Top. Yeah, those dirty guitar tones. I mean, not overproduced, just kind of. I mean, talent comes first, and songs. We wanted to punch you in the face.
Absolutely.
We don't want to smooth it out too much. We want to keep it rough around the edges. So.
Well, and what I love is that, like I said, there's a lot of honesty in it, and like I hear a lot of bands rehearsing, and there are a lot of them that are working on the polish, working on finding that niche sound that they can lock into and find that album deal. And I really find y'all as much more of the grassroots, honest. This is what we sound like, man. Like this is the music that we write,
right?
And take it.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is, type of thing.
But it's fantastic and it's great. And like personally, Nick is one of my favorite people here in the space.
Yeah.
Because I'm a Rush fanatic.
Oh, okay.
As has been attested to, Pink Floyd and Rush are my go-tos about probably 60-70% of the time whenever it comes to passive rock and roll listening. But this guy is like a freaking clock, dude. He's like, I literally, there have been times where I've easily heard 3 hours straight of drum riffs going on, and it's like, jazz rhythms going at rock and roll speed with like, heavy metal thrown in on the double bass and stuff like that. And it's incredible, man.
There's no double bass.
There's no double bass.
It just sounds like it.
Even better.
That's right.
Great. It's phenomenal. Tell me, how long have you been playing, Nick?
I don't really remember, to be honest.
Okay.
It's kind of like started in high school, but college got in the way, so I didn't play for college.
Okay. Sure. And what kind of music? I mean, obviously you're into, heavier rock, things like that, just from what I hear y'all playing. But what are your influences personally? What do you normally listen to, and what have you drawn from personally as far as playing?
Just anything that I find interesting.
Yeah? Give me three. Give me three.
I mean, it varies, like, obviously, like...
Yep.
That kind of thing. When you get to like the technical side, you got Buddy Rich, who's obviously, and then it pretty much just any drummer that kind of draw that. Maybe I can incorporate.
Yeah,
pretty much hearing little.
Well, and that's just it. Like we were talking before broadcast about the scene here in Austin and the concept of art versus playing music for money.
Right.
And you can absolutely go. I mean, from what I hear over here in the room, and even whenever I was out doing counter days for quite a while, from what I heard coming from y'all's room, any one of you guys could go out and absolutely play for money any night of the week. Anybody else's music. But you strike me much more as the progressive artist types that want to do what you're doing and really kind of grassroots it. And I was very, very happy to see, number one, that y'all responded to a public call out for being a guest.
Right. No,
getting a guest spot.
Our pleasure.
You would be surprised, like I was saying pre-broadcast, there you would be surprised who would be like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to do that. And you guys are like, heck yeah, man. We want to be on it. And it's great. It's fantastic. It's energetic. And, what kind of... You guys have been together for a few months now. You have 2 tracks that I've heard so far, at least online, 40 Grains and Moonlighting Man. Which one would y'all say is more indicative of where you're trying to go?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. What would you fellas think? At face value, I like Moonlighting Man because we kind of have some psychedelic mixed with kind of this heavy, Sabbathy type feel. With all comes around to Mountain Rag in its own. But I think Moonlighting Man is a little more indicative. But 40 Grains, is more hard, kind of bluesy type of tunes. But, But I'd lean towards Moonlighting Man. What do you guys think?
I personally think that neither of them really show who or music. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, that's
yeah,
fair to
yeah.
say.
You know,
That's
we
fair to say.
have 5 or 6 other tracks that
Mhm.
we have in the repertoire right now, and they're all totally different. They're all totally different. Moonlighting Man's kind of like poppy.
It is a little bit
Yeah,
poppy.
yeah,
It
yeah,
does
yeah.
have.
I
It is.
think that has something to do with
Mhm.
the vocals.
No, yeah. And whatever it is, man, if it's Poppy, it's ours, right? You know what I mean? Yeah.
And there's one cool
Mhm.
thing about Poppy. Poppy is catchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. So we'll use that as our.
Poppy gets a lot of people listening.
That's
Yep.
right. We'll use that as our Applebee's. That's how
Well,
these Black Crystal Fire dudes got on
exactly.
us. What are they? Applebee's. Yeah. Hey, put us on Applebee's. We'll take it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Mhm.
you know, I've heard Zeppelin thrown around a couple times,
Mhm.
and I can definitely see that influence in there as far as the straight blues
Mm-hmm.
influence and things like that. But as far as guitar sounds and things
Mhm.
like that, where do you draw a lot of your sound from?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I'm kind of like Nick, and I draw from a lot of sources, but I don't know. Last 5 or 6 years, I'm a big Jack White fan. I loved that White Stripes early albums.
Mhm.
So Jack White mixed with Jimmy Page, but yeah, anything that kind of gets me deep. But as far as like influences, I would kind of say Iommi, Sabbath, of course, Jimmy Page and Jack White. I would say those are kind of my top 3. I mean,
Okay.
yeah. I'm not trying to imitate either one, but yeah, they get me deep. They get me deep.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's great. I love sitting over here and actually having that stuff bleed through the microphones, things like
Right.
that. Like I said, just having the ambiance
Mhm.
going on of there is live stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah,
And your stories are amazing because you guys are from utterly different places.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, yeah, I'm from Austin and I'm from Houston and I'm
Mhm.
like, where are you guys from? Let's start right here.
Yeah, so I'm a Wyoming guy. I came from the cold mountains, that Wyoming tundra.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Austin weather a lot better, but yeah, Wyoming holds a special place in my heart. It always will, but a cold place in my heart too. so.
Absolutely. And Ryan, where are you from?
I'm from Kansas, Kansas City area, more specific.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Nick.
From the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia.
And it's interesting the way that all of you guys kind of we were talking before the show about people's stories coming to Austin and why they came. Like, why did you specifically come this way?
Well, for me that was easy. I took a job at UT actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I've been playing music basically my whole adult life, whatever that means. Yeah, a few semi-successful projects here and there, but this move to Austin I thought was an opportune time to put together something maybe more serious than what I had in the past. So, job, in other words, money combined with music, you know?
And what is the job that you came down here for?
Oh my goodness! So I work at UT actually. I'm what would you call me? A research associate. I'm kind of
Okay.
I'm kind of a math guy. That's,
Okay, that's
I
all
write
right.
computer codes and stuff like that.
That's
so.
great.
Yeah,
That's
it pays
great.
the bill. It pays the bills.
It pays the bills well. That's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. I'll take it.
And Ryan.
I left school midway for an engineering degree at Florence, Kansas, and worked a couple years, save up some money, and come down here. And my plan was I wanted to play music. Where I was small compared to here, and they don't play blues like they do down here.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of bluegrass.
Yep.
Not as much blues. So I just wanted to find the right people, and I got really lucky.
Yeah, it's mutual.
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
I just came down here kind of on my own.
Yeah. And how did you come to pass down here, Nick?
It's kind of a long story. I was living in a just off
Yeah.
kind of thing, and then I had some friends that were already living down here. Another friend that was moving at the same time.
And
Just kind of moved down here with him.
absolutely. And my favorite part, let's all say it in unison. How did the three of you guys meet?
Sure.
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
yeah,
exactly.
That's right.
And I sing the praises of Craigslist all the time on the show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fantastic. I'm not sponsored in any way, shape, or form
We should
by
be.
Craig or any kind
or
of
his
list. However, other than maybe the odd, hey, I tried to get a massage and got murdered situation.
Yeah, that's right. Or a happy ending.
You got to see that going wrong
Yeah.
at some point, sincerely.
Yes.
I mean, come on. It's it's really great. It's a fantastic networking
It is,
tool.
it
It's a
is.
great way in which to hop into a new community and meet people. And you guys are here at the Austin Music Rooms
Mhm.
in Austin, and y'all are literally right around the corner from
Yep.
me. How have you guys liked the community here?
I think it's great. Yeah, Austin Music Rooms is great. Rusty, the guy kind of in charge of the property, is awesome. But like you said, as far as music, we hear some metal guys, we hear some blues guys, we hear some cover guys. I
Yeah.
mean, so it's great. I mean, everyone gives you a smile when you come in. We're still
Mhm.
putting names to the faces, but yeah,
Sure.
man, seeing the faces at all times of the day and night is awesome. It's like you said, it's a community. It's huge.
It is.
So,
It is. It's a lot different than most spaces I've found because it is the fact that they're like everybody kind of hangs out together out front.
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that.
Grabbing a
So,
smoke and yeah,
yeah.
it's I love it. I love it.
yeah, it's been great. And y'all were just saying that y'all played the Off by Music Fest here.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go?
I think it went really well, actually. Yeah, Rusty again. He invited us to play. Well, we kind of sent him a message too and said, "Hey,
Sure.
we're ready to play." But yeah, that was our debut show, and I think it was great. It was real heavy, loud, not loud in a bad way, but yeah, I loved it. We're anxious to play other shows around
Mm-hmm.
Austin. Given the opportunity.
Well, and the song 40 Grains, like I've we came in with Moonlighting Man, but
Mhm.
40 Grains specifically, where did that come from? What was the birth of that?
Ooh, what was the birth of that? Yeah, yeah. Nick put it best. Just jamming around. We kind of had a couple riffs that just stuck together, and we said those
Mhm.
have to be something. And then Ryan came in with his sonic vocals, and we just put it together. It's no, it wasn't a lot of work. Jamming around, it sounded great. Ryan came in with the vocals, and it just worked. You know what I mean? We didn't overanalyze it at all. It just worked. And when we jam around, when we play around, if it works, we go with it. If not,
Yep.
yeah,
So,
whatever. It's a jam
Pretty
session.
organic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, who does? Is it a situation where one person does more of the writing, or is it more of a collaborative process as things go?
I think it's totally collaborative. I mean, the way we started, at least this project, Nick and I, we met before we met Ryan, so we kind of had this, kind of this Stripes thing where we had a guitar with the drums. So we came up with a lot of riffs that we thought would stick. But then Ryan came in with vocals, and he put the vocals on top. But Ryan is also a really polished guitar player too.
Yeah.
So sometimes we use his riffs, kind of, on top of ours type of thing. So it's totally collaborative. It's yeah. No one person contributes to writing more than the other. It's really a three-headed
open
monster
to-
for now.
It's kind of open to like if he or Ryan has a suggestion on guitars.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's not like everybody like put in their opinion about other. If they say something like, "Hey, you should try this on drums,"
Mhm.
it's not like, "Oh, well, I'm the drummer."
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
It's not like,
Kinda
oh
like-
yeah.
It's more collaborative. Like if they tell me, like, "Oh, you ought to try this," try that. So it's really collaborative.
Yeah,
That's good.
I think that was the coolest thing I, found when I met these guys is I came from songwriting and I had my own band and I wrote all
Yep.
the songs in that old band and I'm just used to, contributing and coming in like, a couple weeks after I came in, I felt like maybe hesitant to, try to add some ideas right
Mhm.
away. But, I did and they liked them and they
It worked.
took
Yeah,
them
I
to
mean,
work.
yeah, of
they-
course.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely collaborative.
Well, and you were saying that y'all were just on the cusp of your first gig, things like that. What
Mhm.
kind of venues are y'all looking to play? Like, because
Yeah. Well,
Like-
not
not everybody's going to go out and play restaurants.
Yeah, that's
on a
right.
Wednesday
That's right.
night,
I don't.
you
Yeah, I
know.
don't know if we'd fit kind of the restaurant crowd, but yeah, we're kind of looking these east side places. I've seen a few good
Mhm.
bands at Gypsy Lounge. These
Oh, yeah.
Amplified Heat guys. So maybe Gypsy Lounge, Hotel Vegas. We do kind of like that east side vibe. I think kind of
Okay.
little, a little dirtier,
Sure.
a little louder. But yeah, the beer lands of the world. We're open to any venue as long as we're on a good bill type of thing.
Absolutely.
But Hotel Vegas, Gypsy Lounge are the ones we'd love to play at. I think in the near future. So.
Well, and y'all actually did your own tracking of the songs and
Mhm.
everything else. What did y'all use to record those on?
Primarily Pro Tools. So yeah, we have
Okay.
we have a mic set up in the space. We recorded it all on Pro Tools. to the best of our ability. We were really happy with the result.
Yeah, there were some decent, very representative tracks of what was going on. So
Right.
Which, I mean, as someone who booked bands at one point, that's something that I always try to tell people is like, sure, you can go in and do your demo CD of 2 or 3 songs or even 5, but it probably shouldn't sound like a complete and finished album.
Yeah.
If you're using it for booking purposes,
Yes.
things like that, I'm much more of a fan of, I want to hear what you're like after a couple.
Right. Yeah.
You know? Like, I want to hear what you're like at rehearsal or something like that, or I want to hear a live track where, you hear audience response, something like that.
Right.
So
Right.
I find what y'all did and the way that y'all went about it was very functional and fantastic. What was your experience like doing that?
Gosh, it was kind of labor of love. I think that would be the thing. We did do it, like I said, to the best of our ability. Probably not going to be picked up by Sony, for example. But yeah, we laid down, we laid the drums first. We did the guitars. We put the vocals on top. We did some editing, some polishing. But like you said, we wanted to maintain that live vibe. So focusing on the tones, I think, was a lot of it, right? We have a few amps in there. Nick's got his drum kit set up. So we just wanted it to sound big, and we wanted it to sound fuzzy and kind of heavy. And the same can be said about vocally. We wanted to maintain that signature tone on each individual instrument.
Yeah. Absolutely, and what's great, I'm a big fan of the power trio. I really am. I find it to be much more stripped down, simplistic. You typically find not a whole lot of overproduction where you go out to see somebody live and they don't sound like they did on their album.
Right.
Like, because, hey, you've only got 3 dudes, man. How much backtracking are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing to have a couple Simpty tracks that's rolling along with your drums or something, but it's a totally another thing whenever you've got, like, half a band backtracking.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, what are y'all looking for as far as going forward? Are y'all looking to add any more people? Stay as a trio for a while? Or?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. So we are actively looking for a bass player. As far as the demo tracks go, when we played as a trio, it's going to be heavier, it's going to be louder, bigger, more sonic when we play live. But yeah, we'd like a bass player to kind of fill up that bottom end a little bit more. I would say that would be the first and last edition of the band that we're looking for. Yeah.
Now, where can everybody go to actually hear tracks from y'all, see video or anything like that?
Yeah, so at this point, what do we have? We have our Facebook page. So if you're on the Facebook world, Mountain Rag, search for that, like us. It also points you to the bigger one, which is mountainrag.bandcamp.com. So we have our Bandcamp up. We might have a website in the future, but I would say that's the hallmark for now. mountainrag.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
And that's where our existing tracks are, and any new material we release will be put directly on that site.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Once again, Michael, Ryan, and Nick from the band Mountain Rag here in Austin, Texas. A fantastic, awesome rock and roll sound. And while you're on the internet, please feel free to stop by the Talking Sound podcast, www.talkingsoundshow.com. There on the website, you can find all the technical articles, technical videos, interviews with bands, musicians, engineers. We actually just did a great interview with one of the recording instructors from the Art Institute of Houston recording program, Jeremy Dudman. That was great. We're getting ready, hopefully after South by, to have crowdfunding from our Patreon page done for the Talking Sound app. So all of this stuff is available mobilely on the phones, iPads, things like that. And please stop by and visit us on Spreaker. That is Spreaker.com/Talking Sound Podcast. And once again, I am Chris Jordan, your host. These guys have been Mountain Rag, and they will continue to be Mountain Rag for quite a while. Once again, boys, thank you so much for coming on the show, and we hope to see you guys again soon. And until next time, keep reaching for 11, everybody. We'll see you soon. Take care.